In the second half of the 19th century, Tippu made his name as one of the most powerful and prominent slave traders in East and Central Africa. Born Hamad bin Muhammad al-Murjabi to a trading family in Zanzibar in 1837, Tippu and his family lived mainly in Tabora, a settlement near the main trade routes of the time. Tippu's mother, Binti Habib bin Bushir, was a Muscat Arab of the ruling class, while his father was a coastal Arab of the Swahili coast. His family, having originated from Oman, the main activity in which they were involved was trade, which at the time was dominated by the Arabs, mainly from Muscat and Oman. They traded between East Africa and India, the Gulf, Europe, and America, with some of the prominent imports including foodstuffs and clothes from India, gunpowder, beads, muskets, and English cotton from Europe and America. Some of the exports from East Africa included ivory, gloves, hides, cowries, coconut oil, and pepper. According to him, the nickname Tippu, which translates to gatherer of wealth, was given to him after the tip-tip sound that his gun made during his expeditions. From a young age, Tippu began his involvement in expeditions in search of slaves and ivory from as far as the Central African region, leading as many as 100 men on various treks to the mainland. Over the years, Tippu settled in the mainland and was able to build an empire consisting of 7 clove plantations and 10,000 slaves in just 12 years. Due to his widespread influence in the region, Tippu met and became helpful to several Western explorers who had come on expeditions in the continent of Africa, including David Livingstone and Henry Morton Stanley. In 1887, Tippu captured Eastern Congo for himself and the Sultan of Zanzibar, Bargash bin Said el Busaidi, who appointed him protector of Zanzibar's interests in Congo. This appointment followed a proposal by Stanley to the Sultan of Zanzibar that Tippu be made governor of the Stanley Falls district in the Congo Free State. In addition to his appointment, Tippu was also tasked with manning the expedition of Stanley into Ottoman Egypt, present-day South Sudan, with the sole mission of rescuing German governor of Equatoria, Emin Pasha, who had been trapped due to the Mahdi uprising in Sudan. Although the expedition turned out to be deadly, almost leaving no survivors, and with Stanley placing the blame for the tragedy on Tippu, he managed to return to Upper Congo by way of the Atlantic coast and the Congo River in one piece. In 1892, the Congo-Arab War broke out with King Leopold II's men fighting against local Arabic and Swahili strongmen led by Tippu's son, Sefu bin Hamad, and another trader known as Rumaliza, who saw the Belgian ivory traders as a threat to the Arab Swahili traders. The 1892 war saw the better armed and organized Belgian forces heavily defeat Sefu and Rumaliza under the command of Commander Francis Danis. This success was greatly enabled by the switching sides of African warlord Ngongo Lutete, who ditched Sefu to join forces with the Belgians. Ngongo Lutete, who was initially an ally of Sefu, claimed that Sefu failed to pay him and his men for their services and for ivory that he had earlier supplied. For that reason, he decided to join the Belgians, who accepted him as an ally. However, in 1893, Lutete was accused of plotting to betray King Leopold II and was executed after a sham court-martial trial chaired by a young Belgian lieutenant and with no substantial evidence adduced against him. The Congo-Arab War came to an end after Sefu, the son of Tippu, was killed on the 20th of October 1893 on the Luama River, west of Lake Tanganyika, at a time when Tippu had already returned to Zanzibar. As for Tippu, upon his return to Zanzibar around 1891, he retired from trading slaves and ivory trade and died of malaria on the 13th of June 1905 at his home in Stone Town, the main town in the island of Zanzibar. Although he preferred being called the Black Arab due to his Omani roots, Tippu was able to cultivate a place for himself in history as the richest and most powerful African slave trader, with most of his wealth coming from his ivory trade empire.